Okay, we are on... Is that right? Save 29? We're in chapter 5. There's only 6 chapters in this game. 14 hours of sleep, Alex? That's insane. I don't remember the last time I got that much sleep. I think the only time I ever get over 8 or 9 hours is like when I'm sick. So yeah, if you've been stressed like crazy, that makes sense. Gosh. Oh, are you feeling any better? Did it help? So if we check our inventory right now, we have the Book of the Guardians. Is that the book that we needed?
Here's the whole story of Maria's death.
Just refresh my
In the
memory.
final duel with my brother, she threw herself between
We
us
read that
to stop
before. That just kind of explains the history of Mordred and Marcus fighting for the woman, Maria, who's now a ghost floating around. I'm a little curious why we're here. I could have sworn that I left the game at the church, but I'm not seeing the church. We might need to... I don't know if I forgot to save, or I just don't remember exactly where we left off. You do feel better. Oh, that's good. Andy did not sleep well at all. I slept okay, but Andy was still worried about that spider. It's going to come back and get revenge. Oh, and his face looks creepy now. Very good point, Blaze. So, because he's really legitimately possessed, can you see it right there? It's kind of hard to get a good angle, but his eyes are completely black. So, with the black, scary eyes, he won't go into town. There's certain things he just doesn't want to do. Are you feeling sleepy? Funny thing, it's 7:30 p.m. and I had proper sleep last night. I might take a mid-nap or a nap midstream. Maybe you just had a really busy day. You could be physically exhausted. That happens to me if I'm like doing yard work or something. I think the book was in this room. Oh, so I don't see the book in here. So I think we already gave the book to the priest. So let's go to the priest and ask him what's going on. I'm not sure if we actually have everything we need. Actually, we've already talked to the priest, Con. I think because of who we were with. What was her name? Was it Valentina? She kind of explained the situation. You got some sleep, so I'm happy. Is 3 or 4 hours a lot of sleep for you, Blaze? I need at least 5.5. If I get less than 5, I'm not doing too well. Oh, proper stress for another month? If I had to guess, Alex, is it school stuff? I remember you posted on Discord about that idea, comparing the different like streaming platforms and stuff. It actually sounds really cool. Yeah, if you need any more ideas or whatnot, feel free to bounce them off us. Just another Sunday in Willow Creek.
Father Frederick.
My son?
Wait, that's our dad? Just kidding. We can ask about Mordred's wife. That must be because we just read the book.
Mordred's wife was called Maria.
Ah, that's good to know. Those are worldly, familial things. I'm sure we can address Mordred with that. Particularly if he loved her.
Ooh, I think we were missing.
Well, he murdered her. With a sword.
Oh, that's excellent. For our purposes, I mean.
Is it?
Now we have enough information.
Nice. Perfect. I'm scared I was going to be wandering around for hours.
So, what happens now?
Just lie down here and trust in Jesus, our Lord.
Fingers crossed. 60 pages, Alex. Oh my gosh.
Miss Antolini, are you recording?
This is the exorcism of Adrian Gordon. Present are Father Frederick, pastor of the Church of Wormhill, as conducting exorcist, and as witness and doctor, Prioress Valentina Antolini.
He has a cool accent.
It has begun. Let us pray.
In nomine
Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti.
Amen.
Amen. Most glorious Prince of the heavenly armies, Saint Michael the Archangel, Defend us in our battle against principalities and powers, against the rulers of this world of darkness, against the spirits of wickedness in the high places. Come to the assistance of men whom God has created to his likeness, and whom he has redeemed at a great price from the tyranny of the devil. We know your name, demon, you that calls itself Mordred. Release Adrian, I command you in the name of our Lord.
Stoop down in pure spirit.
Mordred, you who made yourself guilty during life and therefore remain guilty in death and beyond, go to the hell in which you belong. Go into purgatory, where you should burn sinner for all your deeds.
Behold the cross of the Lord.
Mordred, you who has raised a weapon against your brother Marcus, you who murdered your wife with a blade of your sword, Maria, whose soul has found no peace since then.
Behold the cross of the Lord.
Guilty you are, Mordred, and guilty you will always be. Bow beneath the all-powerful hand of God. Release Adrian and go there where you can receive the vengeance of God.
Video time. Oh, crap. Did we just kill the priest?
Father Frederick.
Holy cow. Why haven't we been using that superpower the entire game?
Saw him.
What did you do? Hey, Sil, how's it going?
He spoke to me. It's the wrong place.
And Brandon. Hey, dude. Just a normal John Cadia stream.
There's nowhere for him to go here. Not from his world.
I don't think it's going well, guys. They should have let us jump off that tower.
Oh, Father. Adrian. Adrian, wake up!
I wouldn't stand so close to him. Wow, so that was the end of chapter 5. Wow, we were... Oh, I wish I would have kept playing just a little bit. We were literally like 5 minutes away. That's okay. It was still cool to start the stream with that scene. Just thought I'd check in for a bit. Good to see you, Sil. You came at a good time. Exciting stuff is happening.
Thank you again for helping me bring Adrian to the castle.
But of course, miss. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Oh, it's our new masturbates.
No, not at the moment.
Then I'll come over again tomorrow. Have a nice day.
See you. As long as Adrian's still asleep, I should let the Archbishop know about the current state of affairs.
Whoa, we get to play as her now. I did not expect this.
The floor of the library is higher than the rest of the rooms on the ground floor. Perhaps the secret entrance is hidden under it. Or maybe just old-fashioned underfloor heating.
Definitely the first one. That's kind of cool. We get to change characters. Always a good start to the stream with just a bit of death. Told you Black Mirror has a lot of dead people. That it does. And my head was right where Adrian was, so it looked like they were exercising you. That was kind of cool, Alex. Like, I wanted to say something, but I also didn't want to interrupt them. The vision was closing in. Did you see that? Like, right now it's clear, but there was like black, kind of like a telescope kind of effect, narrowing in the vision during the exorcism.
The floor of the library, perhaps.
Okay, is there anything that she needs to look at? Does she have her own notes? Oh, I don't even think I can click on that.
The floor, perhaps.
Wait. Yeah, she doesn't have that. All right. What does she have in her inventory?
It's for an emergency, in case... Yeah, well, Mordred attacks me.
That didn't sound very convincing. Why do you have this weird special dagger?
I let the dictaphone run during the exorcism.
Wait a second.
I can't understand a word. even though I understand quite a few languages. But that must be a very, very old one.
I didn't hear those noises during the exorcism at all. It recorded something different.
Matches. They're from a cafe in London where I met the Archbishop a few days ago.
The police chief? Well, no, the constable. He doesn't care about anything. I'm curious what he would say about that recording. Oh, we'll see in a little bit, Alex. How about the Bible?
The Bible gave me much strength when I needed it. I think everyone should read it at least once.
At least once. And the Gordon file.
The Gordon file from the Vatican Archives. The last entry is from 1923. It notes the handing over of the guardian position to Victoria Gordon. Right at the front of the file is a copy of a letter from Marcus Gordon. In it, he says that the entrance to the Shade Portal is sealed with an altar. The underground chapel was consecrated and prevents the shades from entering the catacombs.
Well, I think we screwed something up because they're getting out now. Or at least Mordred got out. I don't know that I actually need to look at everything in the game again. Maybe just the important ones.
The Gordon family tree. Many of the guardians were women. Isabella, Emily, Rosa, but also Marcus Gordon, Albert, and Durham.
Durham.
There are records on them in the Vatican Library.
The Durgmeister. I like Victoria, but let's be fair, she did a pretty terrible job of being a guardian. Yes, he did. One grandson is a serial killer, one son is a serial killer, and one great-grandson is trying to be a serial killer. What was she guarding against? Was she just guarding her riches?
I have to speak to the Archbishop urgently first.
Oh, it's not even going to let me go down the hall.
I have to speak to the...
So... Wait, what? Oh, I have to use a phone. It's like, how do I get to the Archbishop? I can't even leave. Welcome back, Blaze.
Your Grace, this is Prioress Antolini. There were complications. The exorcism failed.
Complications?
No, I don't think that was the reason. Yes.
I want to hear the other side.
Yes, but that only makes sense if the demon is unknown. Correct, Your Grace. We underestimated his strength. Father Frederick is dead. He was thrown across the room, and Okay. No. The Guardian is doing well considering the circumstances. Yes, Your Grace. I understand. I also think that the location is crucial. The Guardian had an image of Pictish glyphs with him, the same as those engraved on the Shade Portal. That's exactly where the demon must be forced back. Yes, into the Black Mirror. It'll be no problem to get there. The demon itself tries to force its way to the mirror. It's drawn to it like a magnet. He won't cause us any problems until then. On the contrary, Guardian and demon will be hard to keep apart. Yes, that's the other side of the coin. But, Your Grace, the man is probably the only one who can fulfill this task. Yes. Is there an alternative to exorcism? Of course, I'll do that.
Oh, okay.
All right then. First, I have to find the entrance to the catacombs under the castle. A chapel is mentioned in the records, which is found down there. That's where I guess the Black Mirror is. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Your Grace. Thank you. Good. As long as Adrian is still asleep, I can start looking for a way in. Most secret passageways in old walls have the characteristic of not being sealed completely airtight. That could help.
There's a clue. So this is interesting. So we're trying to get to that portal area again, which we did as Adrian, but we went from a completely different area through a portal, and then we were in the area like underneath the castle, I guess. But we're trying to get to the catacombs, which are directly attached to the castle. Remember when we had to find the portal? It was like out in the woods or something? Totally unrelated to this. But eventually the portal took us to the same area, kind of. I believe so. So yeah, this is interesting. He's going to be looking around for a secret entrance we haven't even found that's been here the whole time, the entire game. I'm not sure if she just left the body there, Con. The way she talks about it, I could see that, but at the same time, she actually had to ask for help from, I can't think of the guy, but the new butler. And I imagine bringing other people into the situation, he would, although he is kind of, he says he keeps things very discreet, right? And that's his new employer, so maybe he just would have done that. There he is. I am not Samuel Gordon. Hey, therapy, so glad you made it. I couldn't believe we were only like 5 minutes from the end of chapter 5. We did the exorcism, killed the priest, and now as, about to say Valentina, we are exploring the castle. We need to find a secret entrance to the catacombs. So there's going to be a false wall somewhere. And she said to use air to get an idea of where a fake wall is. Probably not back this way.
I wanted the rubble to be stored in the hall, so that the kids that sometimes meet outside the castle don't injure themselves. But I didn't think it would be so much.
What kids meet outside the castle? Oh my god, priest murder. We're hitting a new low in Johncadia. We don't usually murder clergymen, but it's always a first time for everything, right? Thank you, Con. Now, I was just making a joke about how the whole priests and stuff call everybody son. Hi, my son. Like, it's my dad?
I don't see any way to get rid of this door.
Let's see. So it could be anywhere. My first guess is that it would be somewhere in the cellar. We've never been able to go down there. Adrian never had any interest. But it could be down here. But now I'm trying to remember, how did we get there in the first game? I think we were in the catacombs, right?
Creepy darkness. That reminds me of something very unpleasant from my childhood in the convent.
Oh, Blaze is here. He went to go get a drink a little while ago, but I think he's still around. Vic got his justice. Can you guys see anything? It's really dark. Oh, she had a lighter on. Oh, she had matches. That's right.
The wine barrels have been empty for decades. The last generation of Gordons were tea drinkers.
So every time I look at something, is she gonna like break out another match? Can't do that very many times. That could be it.
Can't get any further here. The corner's just a last resting place for junk.
I don't know how you're keeping any of your thoughts straight, Colin. That is way too late. Or too early, depending on how you look at it. There's a lever here. We need power.
That's the main switch for the cellar. The electricity has been switched off completely for safety reasons.
Flip it. Oh, she can't. Or we need to find out how to turn back on the electricity first. Interesting mechanic.
The well seems to be dry.
Selfish John with this inconvenient time zone. Even if I was on the East Coast, would that make it easier or better for you guys that are in different countries? So if right now it was 3 hours earlier. Would that be better or worse? I think it'd be better for you, Blaze. For sure. And Yukon, because it'd be like midnight, 1 o'clock. Not a water pump. That's not going to help us.
A water pump. The workmen brought it with them to pump out the cellar. This was actually only rented for a week.
So this isn't even theirs. But the people that we rented it from, aren't they gone? One of them was dead, one of them quit. Okay, we can still interact with the well. How about the puddle here? So that means I have to move to the East Coast, right? That's what I'm hearing.
The sewer system under the castle couldn't deal with all that firefighting water. 3 weeks ago, the water in the cellar was still up to my knees. It'll be months before anyone will be able to access the sewer system without diving equipment.
Okay, so that's all flooded. We're not going down there. But we need to get electricity working. There is a switch over here. Or Russia.
The electricity in the cellar has been turned off for safety reasons.
Or Sweden.
So, unfortunately, the light switch doesn't work.
That's what I was thinking. At least Sweden, at the very least. If my wife had any choice, it'd be Japan.
A dustpan and brush. These are clearly too small for the current condition of the castle.
Live in the ocean. Just have like a big cruise boat. Internet would suck.
I'm sure there's wine stored in these barrels.
So my guess is we're gonna have to find a, what do you call it? Breaker switch outside the castle somewhere.
The entrance
haven't
to
seen
the
it yet.
catacombs must be in the castle. I'll only get wet outside.
I mean, it could be inside. Would Japan work? I figure even Japan would be much better time for you guys. See, if we could find the breaker, we could get the power working again.
The wonderful cutlery didn't survive the fire very well. I've stored the remains in boxes upstairs.
Oh, that would be so cool, Therapy. Imagine, it's just like, what time you starting? Okay, I don't have to do math. I know the time.
I was almost killed by a ceiling beam during the first inspection with the workmen. That's why there are supports in here.
Oh, these weren't always here, were they? Maybe they were, but they look newish to me.
The source of the fire was here in the kitchen. The room up there was the butler's room, I think.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be in that basement, but we'll keep looking. That also, Khan, the way you say that, it reminds me of William Shatner. It's kind of how he does all of his acting.
Black mold. According to Greg, it was caused by the extinguishing water, which offers an excellent breeding ground for molds once it's soaked into the walls.
This looks pretty cool. I like seeing the water drip down the windows like that. Statue of Maria. This is new.
A statue of the Virgin Mary. She was venerated for her humility and her firm belief in God.
At least before, Adrian couldn't click on it.
I didn't even like horses when I was a little girl. I prefer small animals.
Yeah, the priest did a good job. I mean, it sounded like they just grabbed a priest from a church somewhere and like, hey, you record some lines?
A plain marble pedestal. I almost like it more than the sculpture on it.
And honestly, when we started Black Mirror 2, I was not a fan of, I was going to say Adrian, but at the time it was Darren's voice actor. Just the Boston accent and how we were all just making fun of it. It was just like, oh, this is so cheesy. But honestly, it grew on me. Like, I don't mind it at all. I like his voice. I like his character. I'm rooting for him, actually.
Greg was going to repair the grandfather clock, but he never got around to it.
Yeah, it's funny how it just all turned around, huh, Blaze? He does have good range, yeah. There are small horses, although it's still a big animal. Not as big as a real horse, but like bigger than a small dog. Or a cat.
There are only Victoria's papers here. Bank statements, bills, and so on. They're of no use.
So, if we want to check for wind to see if there's a secret wall, it's good to use your matches, right? You light a match and you hold it next to something, and you can tell if the flame moves around. That'll let you know there's wind. I'm guessing that's what we're supposed to do to certain sections. Yeah, Adrian's family now, that's right. I've seen that too, Blaze. I mean, that's kind of cool if you're waiting around for a perk, but it's also kind of annoying just having all the pop-ups, especially if they have a lot of perks, you know? Okay,
Lady Victoria was always very vigilant when I was in the room. I hardly had the chance to have a look around.
I did fix the spelling, Blaze.
Well, she'd understand now.
Thought you'd be proud of me. We never looked in here.
Victoria's dressing room. The only area in this room I could have a look at. But in vain, though. There really are only clothes here.
Now, I don't really want to look around upstairs that much, because what are the chances that the upstairs connects to a catacomb underneath the castle? We should be looking on the bottom floor, right? But we've never been here. We haven't heard her side of the story, so it's still kind of interesting. Ooh, do I have a good idea?
The image of a beautiful woman. I'm thinking that must be Maria.
It looks like a ghost even
I
there.
completely forgot about the machines. As soon as all of this is over, I'll have them picked up. Just a minute.
What?
There's a syringe here with adrenaline in it. I'll take it with me just in case of an emergency.
Right. I'm glad I came up here. Adrenaline. I'm thinking we're going to have to use this to wake up Darren or Adrian at some point.
Adrenaline. It's usually administered intravenously and ensures that the cardiovascular system works again within seconds.
I should keep some handy for my Thursday night streams. Just from when I start to nod off. Right in the heart. Just like Pulp Fiction. It'll wake my ass up.
Even though she was really ill in her final days, she still set great store in keeping a well-groomed appearance.
I don't know what we're going to find. You never know. I have to try
Those
everything
are
now.
all things that were close to Victoria's heart. But there's nothing of interest to me there, though.
Lame.
There's only jewelry in here. 2 necklaces, a pair of earrings, and rings. It's all silver and stylish. Huh. The jewelry case weighs at least 5 kilos.
There's something hidden in there.
And what is that? There's some kind of flap on the underside. But how do I open it?
Look at all the stuff that
I
Adrian
can't
missed.
see any keyhole or anything like that. I'll show it to Adrian as soon as he's awake. Perhaps he knows something about it.
I'm having deja vu, guys. What game did we play recently that had a box that had to be opened, but there was no keyhole or any kind of contraption to it? It was very recent. He'll always be Darren to me. We knew him for Darren for like a game and a half, you know? So I can see that. It might have been Nancy Drew. I'm not sure. But that just, the box with no keyhole sounds so familiar. Hugs all of Famcadia. Janie! Bring it in. Bring it in. How's it going, Janie? Good to see you. We just killed the priest, you know? Normal stuff here on Jancadia. We're in the last chapter of the game.
When I first came here, this room wasn't being used. I've had everything that's still usable brought into here.
Oh, you're anxious? Oh no, what are you anxious about, Janie? What's going on?
Paintings tell a lot about the period in which they were painted. Fortunately, these ones weren't too badly damaged by the fire.
There's the Bergmeister right here. Hey, welcome back, Alex. So we're kind of exploring the castle again, but as Valentina. And she's finding all kinds of neat things that Darren just straight up missed. She's much more perceptive. Oh, that is crazy. I mean, that's like in the news, like everywhere. Oh my gosh. I mean, all you could do right now, Janie, is just tell her to be as safe as possible. That's definitely... Likely nothing will happen, but just be as safe as possible, you know? Crazy stuff going on right now. Here in America, oh my gosh.
There were still some old tiles stored in the cellar. If no one had saved them back then the whole floor would have had to been relaid.
I mean, I'd heard about the rioting and at Target and some of the other local stores around there. I haven't heard much else, but I haven't been keeping up in it in the last few hours.
The entrance to the catacombs used to be under the foundation stone, but Marcus had it sealed off. Now it's only a cellar down there.
That sounds familiar. Yeah, there was a puzzle in the first game about this, right? Therapy about getting into the catacombs through here. I kind of remember that.
I once saw such a huge globe in the museum in Moscow.
Moscow.
It was also made of metal. I remember that Australia was only half depicted on it, because they hadn't yet mapped it out completely when they made it.
That's an old globe. Have you guys ever seen the big metal globe in Moscow? Therapy and Alex? We've been to the kitchen, we've been to the library.
The Gordon family crest. A shield with blue background and 5 golden lilies.
Now, we didn't look at everything in here, but now that I realize she's finding all kinds of things that Darren just straight up missed, kind of need to look at everything. They've been more burnings.
Lexicons and biographies
so crazy.
about British lords. I found the book about the Guardians here.
That's where she found the book. Okay.
A mighty pillar. The wooden cladding is decorated with carvings. There's only English literature here. Shakespeare, etc. I've already read them all.
Doesn't sound too impressed. So she's in school for journalism and she's mixed race and she wanted to go. I mean, totally understandable that you want to support these rallies and whatnot. But yeah, just tell her to be safe, and at the first sign of anything crazy, just get the hell out of there. It's not worth,
the
getting
floor
hurt
of
over
the library
anything.
is higher than the rest of the rooms on the perhaps.
Alright, I already clicked on that before. Okay, I think we've looked at everything in here. See, we learned his name was Darren at the end of the second game, actually. You mean Adrian? Oh, that kind of sounds familiar. Because we were already back here at Black Mirror. So yeah, no, that's probably true. If Therapy says there are no globes, there are likely no globes. I would believe Therapy, yeah. You haven't seen any metal globes in Moscow. What are you talking about, Valentina? You making stuff up? Did we go in the tea room? We did. But we didn't look at everything. I assumed I'd be redundant. No, I guess we did. We already looked at the black mold. And she won't leave.
The entrance to the catacombs must.
Alright, so yeah. I think I just need to use my match in different places now. Let's try the columns. We're looking for wind right now. Where we find wind, there might be a secret entrance. Hey, Ziptork, how's it going, dude? Welcome. Come on, secret entrance. We killed the priest. You missed it. It was crazy.
There you go. The flame flickers here. There's a draft. And this room has no windows.
The first place I checked. I mean, it always seemed weird. Why can we look at these columns? You know? It kind of stood out to me. Ninja snake. You were AFK just now, Fairweather? Apparently, there's a small snake hiding some way in our driveway. Oh no. Your mom was freaking out downstairs, so Dad is on the lookout for it. Be careful. I mean, I'd probably just let them do their thing, but if it was in a dangerous spot that you couldn't avoid, you want to get like a rake or something, pick it up and just take it to the bushes, you know? Darren would like to forget that period of his life.
I guess there's a cavity behind or in the pillar. But how do I get at it?
Sometimes the past is hard to get
Why
away from.
didn't I think of that sooner? This plate can be removed.
Ooh.
There's a metal wall behind it. And there's a strangely shaped hole in it too. A keyhole, I guess.
Crap, we don't have a key. If it's a spider, then John takes care of it. If I can find it. You've had a history of snakes somehow making it into our house. Like moderately big ones. Yeah, those you definitely need to get rid of. Usually spiders is the only thing I have to deal with, but one time I was visiting a friend out of town. I can't explain this. I took a laptop in a sealed laptop bag. We drove halfway across California. We got to the house. I open it up. I open up my laptop, and in it is kind of like this like orangey red kind of translucent scorpion. It wasn't super big. It was maybe like that or something, but yeah, he's just chilling there. As soon as I open it, he comes at me. I'm like, oh God. That might have been the first scorpion I ever really saw. Yikes forever. They were in a very deserty area where I was visiting, but I don't know how he got in the laptop bag. That just didn't make any sense. It was closed. The laptop was closed. I could see how a scorpion could get underneath in the keyboard monitor area, but I don't know how he got in the bag. When I say translucent, kind of clearish, you know, like it wasn't. And I think they were just kind of like that, but he kind of looked. Imagine like those going back to nerdy crap, like an N64 controller. They had those colorful ones, but they weren't solid. You can kind of see through them a little bit. They were a little bit, what's the term, opaque or whatever. Yeah, it was like that. High school memories of bullying and mockery. Terrible times. What are you talking about? I did not have any spider nightmares, thank goodness. Zivtork. I thought that I had a spider nightmare. What it turned out to be was I was dreaming, but I woke up and then narrowly dodged a spider, which that made me feel like I'm going crazy. To like, no, actually I have a spider sense and I can avoid spiders in my sleep. Sorry, so translucent is what I meant to say. Opaque is like solid, okay. He's the one. I dodged a spider in my sleep, coming right for my face. I'm surprised Andy didn't see it, to be honest. I don't know that you could really see it, or I mean, I didn't look that closely, Blaze. It just seemed like you can kind of see through his like shell a little bit, you know. I'll have to see if I can find a picture online of what he really looked like. So here's what we just found to get to the secret entrance, but we need a key for this, and that kind of looks like a cogwheel, doesn't it?
The hole is the shape of a cogwheel. A normal key definitely doesn't fit in here.
Oh, and Nate, you were saying that last night you found a dead spider, not squished, just curled up dead in my bed. That was a nightmare for you. He's been sleeping with you for weeks, Nate. He just couldn't find anything to eat and just croaked. He was your buddy. He's your roommate. Oh, sorry, Nate. I swear I'm not bringing the spiders to the rest of the world. We do have a lot of spiders outside our house. I leave them alone. I let them do their thing. Spiders are good. You know, I just don't want them in my house, but they're great outside my house. I'm always a little scared. Every time on Thursdays, like today, I have to take out the trash. Every time I do it, we have a lot of spiders kind of in that side of the house where the trash bins are, and I have to put my hands through the handles of this trash bin to tilt it and lift it out. I always basically grab solid spider webs, brand new every time, and I just like, I hope I don't get bit this time. And I quickly drag it out into the street. I'm just waiting for that one time a spider's going to get me. Hasn't happened yet. I could just take time and clean it and do all that. No, I'm not going to bother. But whatever. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Be right back, setting myself on fire. No, spiders are good. Some spiders are good. We have a type of spider here in California. It's called the brown recluse. Brown recluse. Now, I always thought black widows was like the scariest kind of spider. They're poisonous if you are allergic to them or whatever, really bad. But a brown recluse, if that thing bites you and you don't get it taken care of, it rots your flesh. It like turns you into a zombie. And you start to like, your arm or leg or whatever gets bitten will just start rotting and dying. And a lot of times you lose an arm or leg if you don't get it taken care of real fast. That is terrible. Or brown widows, sorry. Everybody calls them brown recluse around here, Janie. They deep fried tarantulas? I mean, they're huge. I'll eat just about anything. That doesn't sound appetizing to me, but I'll usually try everything once. Yeah, once I get bit by a spider, I'll be doing really cool stunts with that green screen. And I won't even need, fake visual effects. I'll actually have Spider-Man powers. Okay, so now I think we should probably go talk to... Oh, he woke up. Never mind.
Adrian, how are you doing?
I was gonna go wake him up.
Hungover. What happened?
You suddenly lost consciousness during the exorcism.
Did it work? Is Mordred gone? What about my eyes? Are they still black?
Blades, I see someone on Discord, not the stream. I have no problem with that at all. Nobody has any, requirement to be here. I have no problem at all if you want to, chat with people on the Discord, but you can't make the stream. It's totally fine. Spider John. Spider John. This reminds me of Spider Pig. Oh, that's a cool emote. I like that. Spider-Man when he's, freaking out. Yes, so at 1,000 followers, I was going to cosplay as Spider-Man, playing Spider-Man on PS4. But who knows, by the time that happens, there might be a new Spider-Man. You're playing that game right now? It's so much fun. I love it. Okay, let's ask him about the exorcism. Apparently, he just thinks he's hungover. He doesn't remember what happened.
There were a few complications.
Yeah, you could say that.
So, it didn't work?
Unfortunately not. It doesn't seem Mordred can be cast out with prayers alone.
Are you going to tell him what happened?
Strange. It always seems to work in the movies.
Maybe it was the wrong script.
The Bible. Yeah.
She needs to tell him that he had some kind of weird explosion attack that killed the priest.
Your eyes are normal again, at least for the moment. But I'm afraid that it won't stay like that for long.
I guessed as much. Why am I in the castle? I thought it wasn't safe here.
That's true, but I had no other choice. Edward helped me bring you here.
Edward? Huh. And where is Father Frederick?
He's still in the church. We're going back to him, Nate.
No, it's a thing. Yeah, it's a thing in the stream. So if we ever get to 1,000 concurrent subscribers, I'm going to do a full-on production of a jazzercise. Now, of course, you guys are all going to do it with me, right? I'm going to go all out. I'll have a costume. We'll have 80s VHS effects and fake phone numbers to call to order videos and just all that kind of stuff. But you guys need to do the exercises with me. I'm going to be choreographing these. I'll be doing a real workout. You guys can build up a sweat with me. Sure we will, John. Sure we will. Nice. See, Nate's going to dress up with me. I like that. I want to see pictures on Discord already, guys. That's going to be so much fun. It's never going to happen, but it would be fun. Father Frederick.
Father Frederick is out of it. Mordred's power was too much for him. We'll have to be quick if we're going to save you.
What are we waiting for then? I feel almost good. At least I'm ready for the final spurt.
Hold on. She just said Father Frederick was out of it? I thought he straight up died. Is he okay? Is the father not dead? That's a good idea, Janie. I could actually... Well, I'll have to come up with some... you can create fake phone numbers that are temporary, right? I could do a fake phone number that actually goes to Spider Monkey, and he could take orders for these fake VHS tapes. That'd be kind of fun. She's sugarcoating it. Lassie's not dead. He went off into the field. He's playing free. I'm not sure if she did tell the people on the phone he was dead now. She was kind of cryptic about things. She was mostly talking about the Guardian, which is Adrian Gordon. Oh, Alex, thank you so much for the host, dude. I appreciate it. All these fake fans ain't even gonna be dressing up and doing jazzercise. At the very least, just move around a little bit. It'd be good. I was thinking about that too. It's kind of hard for me to do it right now with my setup, but when I get another green screen, a bigger one later, it'd be a little bit easier. I'll have more room. What would you guys think of like an exercise kind of thing that you guys can request? Make it push-ups or something. Like if somebody at like 50,000 or whatever tickets basically requests push-up time or exercise time or whatever, we all do it if you can, or just do as much as you can. You know, if you can't do 10 push-ups, you do 5, or even push-ups on your knees, whatever. Just something to kind of get us all moving around. It's good exercise. Uh-oh, I'm in and out of internet coverage. Oh, no worries at all, Therapy. Well, when you do get back in, if you're curious where we're at, if you're not sure, we'll catch you up. That is probably one of the best clips in the channel, Blaze. I love that one. Actually, last night I was watching those videos. Well, the compilation that Therapy created, we watched it on YouTube. It's so funny. Okay, let's ask him about Mordred.
I have another idea of how we can get rid of Mordred, but for that we must go to the Black Mirror, where the curse began.
Where everything began. Victoria told me exactly that, shortly before she died. I should go to where everything began, but I've got no idea where that is and how to get there.
We know it's the catacombs. Oh, Con, yeah, it's like past 4 in the morning for you. Get some sleep, dude. Try to get on a good sleep schedule. I really appreciate you dropping in saying hi, though, and for the lurk. That is more useful than I can ever thank you guys for, but I really appreciate it. Get some good sleep, dude. I don't know if we have a clip of the baby wine meme, to be honest. I'm not sure. I know what game it was from. Actually, right now, that video, it's not on, like the entire VOD is not on Twitch. I downloaded it to YouTube, but I don't think I ever made like a shorter highlight for Twitch. I need to do that.
I found something interesting in the library. I think it's some kind of secret door to the catacombs.
A secret door in the library? Let me guess. It's locked, right? And you've got no idea how to open it.
We have an idea.
I was hoping you could help me.
Why not? I haven't got anything else planned.
So what does that mean? Oh, check it out. How crazy is this? Now this game has a brand new mechanic. At the very, very end, we can switch characters. That's kind of cool. You don't expect a game to do that. Okay, so I want to read his journal entry on the first exorcism. That is still such a great clip, Nate. The haha one, I love it.
I am Samuel Gordon.
There he is. Or Adrian Gordon, whichever. Like in Blackwell, that's right. Yeah, with Rosangela and Joey, right? What was I gonna say? So I was watching some older clips. I was creating new highlights. I was way behind on uploading videos to YouTube and making permanent clips on Twitch, so I did a bunch of them. And it was weird to see me with a beard again. It might be time to do that again, I'm not sure. Maybe if I can give Andy enough massages, she'll let me keep it growing. Maybe I'll skip on shaving tonight, we'll see. Okay, if an exorcism could drive out Mordred, then I have to try it. I just have to. I still have the Samuel method open to me anyway. The only thing we're still missing are a couple of wait, we already did this. That's old, never mind. That's talking about before the exorcism. Okay, secret passage. This is new. Why do old castles always have a secret passage? Mordred and Marcus built the castle together, if only at first as a small castle keep. Then later, Marcus upgraded it with defensive contraptions in order to protect the secret. Or is the passage from a later period? Well, we already know where the passage is. We just need the key. I need the key. I think... Nope, this is new too. Okay, it's not over yet. When I woke up, I really did think that everything had gone okay. I felt good and freed somehow. But then I saw Valentina and knew that it's not all over. Quite the opposite. Now things are hotting up. Things are hotting up, guys. We have to go to the place that Victoria had meant right from the start. Into the lion's den. Right to the origin of all this evil. To the Black Mirror. I wouldn't have found it on my own, and even if, I don't know if I would have been in the position to follow it through. But now, with Valentina, it doesn't look impossible anymore. Let's see. Oh, the different camera angle and no green screen in the older clips is weird to see. You're talking about like real old clips, Blaze, like before you joined, right? Long time ago, yeah, I didn't have a green screen at all. I'm used to the professional production angles of modern junkie. I've been streaming, I kind of try to figure out, I basically started late 2018. If I was to, oh yeah, when I first started, my angle was more like, kind of like this. Technically I could still do this. I have another monitor here I'm not using. It'd be weird because I'd be reaching my hands over here to use the keyboard mouse, but I could totally play like this. It'd be possible. Yeah, more to the side of me, yeah. I'm trying, I know what it was, because now I have this really tall vertical monitor right here. I can't put the camera to the side. I kind of like that side angle at first, but because it just didn't work, I'm like, you know what? Let's make a more straight-on angle work out for us. It's easier to look at you guys in the game quickly. Happy 2 years. Oh, thank you, Zivtork. I really appreciate it. Time flies like crazy. We need to figure out like an actual birthday. I don't know if the birthday should be when I became affiliate, if it should be my first stream, which was really just testing things out. I did a couple streams and then I quit for months because I was getting married, and then I started again after the honeymoon. So maybe that time should be the birthday date? I'm not sure. I haven't taken any really good pictures of my setup. I'm going to pretty soon. I have a little bit more of cable cleanup to do, but I should be able to get you guys some good pictures soon. Let's see. Gosh, do I even want to play as him anymore?
A whole load of photos of my family, with a grave candle in front of them. And then what have we got here? A pair of pliers. I'll take those and the candle. I don't need the other stuff right now.
We've opened this many times, but he never took any items. Now he's taken a candle and pliers. But what's BTS view? I typically keep this room very clean, but if I'm behind the scenes. Yeah, we could do a little behind the scenes real fast. What I need to do is create a scene that's just behind the scenes. Let me do that real quick. Actually, before I do that, let me save this just in case it breaks. It always bugs me that the numpad doesn't work for this game. Okay. So what I'm going to do, create a new scene. I'm just going to call it remote camera. Oh, what did I miss? So we finally woke up. He actually had just woken up himself. We finally talked to Adrian Gordon and let him know that the exorcism didn't work, but we didn't tell him that the priest died. I think the priest died. Oh, I already have a scene called that. Wait a second. Never mind. Maybe I don't have to do that. Here we go. Looks like I haven't used this scene in so long, I kind of forgot that it existed. Is it working? No, it's not working. Maybe that's why. There we go. Okay, so we got full screen. This is where I'm sitting. That's usually where I have chat, but you can see how the screen got all weird with the chat. That's what Black Mirror does to this game. When I load up Black Mirror again, the chat will go to the side. So here's my mic right in front of my face. There's my water bottle. There's some of my John Cadia labeled, what do you call them? Coasters. There's the new beastly computer down there. So I got the 1, the 2, the 3 monitors. To my right, I got a big old TV, green screen right behind me. And over here above that monitor, I've got the PS4 or PS3. I used to have a PS4 there, but it's not there right now. I had taken it to the other room when I was playing Final Fantasy. I need to bring it back in here. And my Switch dock. There's my futon where the dogs usually hang out. And that's pretty much all you can see in here. But I'll get some like nicer pictures for you guys in the future. Merch when? I know I was looking into that today, Blaze. Or not Blaze. Did it again. I was looking into that, Nate. Sorry. We'll hopefully have something soon. At the very least, just the stickers. Blaze. Oh my god, John. But yeah, I'll give you guys some better pictures for sure. Or your 2 friends and I bought a motorcycle in a city 900 kilometers from Moscow and we're riding it back to Moscow in turns. How cool is that, Therapy? That's a really, really sweet John view. Yeah, you guys get to see it through my eyes. Okay, so I don't know what we need pliers and a grave candle for yet. But let's go look around a bit more. We still need to find a key to get into that locked area. I've kind of already looked over the entire place with Valentina. So with these new items, I kind of want to check out the library. I don't know if I'm ever going to do that, Blaze. It might be easier on my eyes having you as salmon instead of bright red. Although I show up as salmon too, and that's a problem. I'm just kidding. What does he say about this?
Gonna need the right key for that.
You never know. That could be like the best stream I've ever had, Blaze. You never know. We do have a bunch of keys here. Not for that.
The keys to the castle the notary gave me.
That would just be too convenient. Okay, my first guess is that it's going to be in the basement. So now that we have this candle... Oh. Of course they don't follow each other. Can I give items to the other person? So like she has matches. Can she give them to Adrian? No. Can Adrian give the candle Valentina? How the hell am I going to light the candle? I'm confused. I mean, maybe you never have to combine those items. I assumed I was going to have to light this candle. Okay, so in the kitchen, where we can go down there, we do have the extension cord. So now that we have that, can he finally plug it into the socket? He would never do this before. I tried it probably 10 times. Okay, now take it downstairs.
So now I've got the option to connect something up down there.
There we go. Now we just need something to light up down there that uses electricity. Oh, that's a cute one. Texan, is that like a little fish face? I like that. Don't have anything that lights up quite yet. Don't listen to him, Texan. That's a trap. That's bait. And then there's this bucket of salt or something.
The bucket is half full of a white salt.
A murloc.
Probably for when it's icy.
I would try to make that sound, but I don't think I can reproduce it. But those murlocs make the funniest noise in World of Warcraft.
I'll take a handful of grit salt with me,
Oh.
just in case I have to help some old grandma cross an icy street.
You never know. Salt, pliers, candle, rope. What are we doing with our life here, guys? I guess we need to look for something that's electric, some kind of light that we can take with us. The globe, stone. Will he go outside?
In this weather,
No.
I sure need a good reason to be leaving the castle.
Oh, that's really good to hear, Janie. Okay, anxiety levels dropping. That's good to hear. Your friend is safe and on her way home. Nice. So I'm guessing it was successful. Like nothing crazy happened? Or was it over? Maybe there's something in the tea room we could take. No. Can't take these lamps. What's also crazy is that they were doing a rally under these conditions, you know? Oh, look at these lights. Why can't I grab these? This would be perfect down there. It's portable, it's bright, we have electricity. Come on, game. Maybe there's something back here. I've been here many times.
These mattresses look as if generations of Gordons have died on them. I'm not touching them. I have discovered Durgam's secret.
The Durgmeister. There's nothing in here. Welcome back, Blaze. Right now I'm just looking for some kind of light that uses electricity we can take downstairs, but I can't seem to find anything. Come on, just take any lamp. There's like lamps all over the place. Just in time to hear the Durgmeister. I think it was Tuesday that came up with that. And nothing in here that we can interact with. Maybe we just have to go downstairs and find a place to use it. Maybe we don't take anything with us. Oh! Therapy's busy riding a motorcycle and being cool, but while she's doing that, I forgot we need to call our favorite psychic. We have to do that every chapter. I always dig taking a nap. It's kind of creepy. It starts to get dark, and then he jogs himself awake. Sometimes you just gotta relax. Okay, let's go ahead and call our fortune teller. What do you think our fortune is this time? Let me guess. Something, something, and dead.
Hello, Madame Fortuna.
Adrian, I knew you would call again.
Of course you did.
Who else could it be?
Pick a card.
Stop.
Stop.
I've drawn the death card.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
What?
Adrian, don't worry.
That's a good one.
Death means that you'll release yourself from all the ties. You'll experience a transformation.
Well, that certainly cheered me up.
And I see death. A lightning bolt. A bolt flashes down on you.
Uh-oh.
Stop. The death card again. Adrian, the cards are correcting me. I see a deluge which will suffocate me. Oh, no. Oh, another death card. Adrian, I see darkness. You will be devoured by darkness.
Well, that's already happening.
How many death cards have you actually got there?
Just one in the major arcana. Oh, I've mixed up Several tarot packs.
Come
That
on.
must have happened yesterday. Oh,
Rookie
no.
psychic mistake.
I'm sorry, Adrian. I have to call someone back urgently.
She done screwed up someone else's fortune. So we're gonna die by lightning. We're gonna die by like suffocating underwater. We're gonna die by darkness, or maybe none of them because she just mixed up a whole bunch of stuff. I thought she will see. I see dead people. Did you guys like that movie? Everybody liked it when it first came out, and then everybody saw or figured out the twist of The Sixth Sense, and then it seemed like nobody liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good movie. It's good to watch twice. You watch it once just to enjoy it and kind of catch the twist. Then you watch a second time to see all the hints they gave you throughout. It wasn't the greatest movie, but like it was like a solid 7 to 8 out of 10, somewhere in that range. I enjoyed it. I don't own it. Like I don't watch it yearly or anything, but I thought it was cool. It was one of the first big like twist movies that I can remember where it started to become like very normal for big Hollywood movies to have big twists in them, you know? Oh gosh, when did it come out? If I had to guess when that movie came out, crap. When did I see it? I'm trying to remember. Was I in high school? Was I in college? I'm gonna say like 97 in real time or B movie time. I'm gonna say like 97. I think it's still probably worth it, Zivtork. I haven't seen it probably since it came out in 99. I was pretty close. I knew I saw it in high school. I just couldn't remember which year. It was, I'd say it's probably worth it. I like Bruce Willis. Not so much his later stuff, but his early stuff was good. And even when you know the twist, it's worth watching again just to see the subtle hints that they give you, you know?
I won't be able to see a thing down there. I should get myself some light first.
Okay, so he won't go down there at all. It's funny though, because I'm just going based off of memory from, gosh, what is that? Like over 20 years ago. I'm not sure how well it really holds up now, but from my memory, I'd say it's worth watching. There is a B movie game, isn't there? I've never played it, but I think I've seen it. I love Donnie Darko. Donnie Darko is a great movie. Weird. Very weird.
The entrance to the catacombs is in the library. There's no reason for me to go into the dark cellar anymore.
Well, hold on. You need to find the key. You have the game, Blaze. See, that surprises me. But you were probably you were a kid during the PS2 era. Never mind. No, that makes sense. Was this a big... Did I do this out of order? Like, could I have done this as Adrian? And gone down there and looked at the stuff, but now we're done? I'm not sure. He says he
I won't
needs
be able
light.
to see a thing down there.
And she just says, I don't need to go down there at all. I'm getting mixed signals here. What else did they make besides B movie the game? That's what I'm curious about. We don't have any kind of key. We have salt, rope, and then her items. We don't have any hints there. Wait, Neversoft? Neversoft made a few Spider-Man games. But actually, theirs were on the PlayStation 1. I'm not sure who made the PS2 games. I think I've only ever actually played Spider-Man on the PS1. Oh, I played... No, never mind. If I go back to like Genesis and Super Nintendo, I played a lot of Spider-Man games. Okay, so she's not going down there anymore. They both know they need the key. Oh, so they're still working today. That's really cool, Blaze. I was thinking it was some group that made a few games and then poof, disappeared. Was in the PS2 game, was it Stan Lee? I know Stan Lee did the narration on the PS1 game. Oh, and they did that one. That's really cool. Can you stick your dagger in there? I think I have to get closer. Could this work as a key?
I won't be able to open the secret door with the dagger.
Dang it. What about with the adrenaline shot? Maybe we need them to talk to each other. That might give us hints. Oh, Bruce Campbell, that's right. Love Bruce Campbell.
Adrian,
Have
have you got any idea how to open this?
Read all about the
I
box.
mean the secret compartment on the bottom. Seems to be a very complicated mechanism.
Oh my gosh, she just reached right through our chest. We're dead. That's one way to open it.
Yes, of course, there's that way too.
That's one of my favorite puzzles in a game now. This has a complicated mechanism to open. Alright. Good job, Adrian.
There's nothing to discuss with it.
Yeah, he just smashed your thing open.
A golden sword hilt from Victoria's jewelry casket. It's decorated with 4 gemstones, probably rubies. There's a 5th socket there too, but it seems there's a stone missing.
I really like the first 2 Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. Third one was... everybody knows what that was, but I enjoyed the first 2 quite a bit. Especially the second one. My guess is this is the key?
The sword hilt fits perfectly, but nothing happens. The hole is the shape of a cogwheel. A normal key definitely doesn't fit in here.
I remember really enjoying the Spider-Man game, the second one. It had really good web swinging mechanics, like physics. It's the first Spider-Man game that had any kind of physics with the web swinging that I can remember, anyway. The first one, I think I own it, but I don't remember anything of it. But you know what's better? Me dressing up as Spider-Man. Heck yes. It'll happen. It's gonna happen. Spider-Man Bowling. I've never played Spider-Man Bowling. What was that from? If you have the original Tony Hawk, he probably won't be in the remake, but in the original Tony Hawk, Spider-Man is an unlockable character too. Because they were making the Neversoft company, they were also making the Spider-Man games.
The sword hilt fits perfectly, but nothing happens.
Okay, now I'm even more confused.
A golden sword hilt from Victoria's jewelry casket. It's decorated with 4 gemstones, probably rubies. There's a 5th socket there too, but it seems there's a stone.
Do we
missing.
need to attach a blade to it? Because it's a sword hilt? Is there a sword anywhere around the castle?
Adrian?
They are uncomfortably close.
It's not working. You think that's because of the missing gemstone?
They're about to make out.
Could be possible. The question is, where is this stone? Could be anywhere. Could have been lost hundreds of years ago.
I don't think so. If the key had been broken for a long time, why did Victoria hide it? No. I think the stone is missing intentionally, as an added safeguard. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Yeah, but where should we start looking?
now we know what to do.
Did Victoria give you anything before she died? An heirloom, jewelry, a signet ring?
Not to me, but Angelina.
What?
Her bracelet, she showed it to me. Yes, I remember well. There were rubies on it, too. Perhaps we need one of them?
And where is the bracelet now?
We had it in our
The
inventory.
police evidence locker.
Then get it. We don't have much time.
We used to have that. I remember. Okay. Oh, so it was in Spider-Man 2 minigame. I must have played it because I played the hell out of Spider-Man 2, but I don't remember the bowling minigame. Let's see, you swung down into the lanes in giant pins. It was hilarious. That sounds pretty cool. My favorite bowling game on the PS2, bar none, Tekken Bowling. They even have it in the new Tekken Tag game, but or Tekken 7, I think it was. But in Tekken Tag Tournament 2, I played all kinds of Tekken Bowling. I might have played more Tekken Bowling than I played Tekken Tag Tournament. The Spider-Man costume's pretty decent. It's not like super janky, and it's also not cosplay like, you know, award-winning quality. It's decent. I don't know how well I can see out of it though. That's going to be the tricky part. Let's see, when that stream happens, can John play the Spider-Man song and pretend to be Spider-Man for the entire song? We could do that. I could jump around and do stupid, like, maneuvers. Yeah. Especially because I'm going to have a larger green screen. I could definitely do some fun stuff. I could have, like, the cartoon animated intro going, and I could be, like, jumping around in front of it doing stuff. That could be awesome. Yes, hey, Shano, how's it going? Tekken Tag Bowling was amazing. In the new Tekken 7... it's fairly similar, and I haven't played it enough to really say if it's better or not, but I do really enjoy it in Tekken 7. Okay, so the only place we can really go, I think, is the police station because of the black... Oh, before we couldn't even go to town because of our black eyes. Now he's going to do it. He has to. We need to break into the police station and steal some stuff. Oh, this looks cool. We never saw this place when it was raining with the lights on and stuff. Let's go ahead and save it. Are you listening to that song right now, Blaze? I was wondering why you were quoting it. I'm like, I didn't see Spider in here. Alright, let's create a new entry. There we go.
Up there is Dr. Joyce Winterbottom's practice. It's very cozy.
I kind of want to say hi to our doctor.
I don't want to bump into Joyce looking like this.
Aww.
She's always believed in the good in me. I don't want to shake that belief.
She always believed I wasn't a psychopath, demonic killer. Oh, so you actually introduced him to that song, Blaze. I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Strange. It's never been so quiet here before.
That was just, I mean, I clicked the start streaming button. I pick the games and play them, but honestly, this thing is really a big group effort. Like, so many of the ideas and memes and graphics and stuff we've added is because of you guys. Kind of like you're saying with Spider in that song. It takes a village, you know? We already called the fortune teller. We don't have to do that. I guess we'll just go straight into the police station, see how that turns out.
Adrian!
Keep your eyes closed. I'm gonna scare the hell out of him.
It's done. Case closed. Angelina's letter convinced the judge completely.
Some good news.
A lot more than that. And is there anything I can do for you?
Actually, you can give me the stuff that I need. That got deep. It's called life. That's right. This guy's still a jerk. We know what he's like. He can be as nice as he wants. He's still a piece of crap. Ooh, a game that parodies puzzle games. Wrong answers only. There's been a few games that were meant to be joke adventure games. Like, you've all heard of the game Myst, right? It was like one of the most popular PC point-and-click games in the early 90s. It kind of helped popularize like CD-ROMs, because they weren't even like very common back then. But shortly after that game came out, because it was such a big deal, somebody came out with a parody game called Pissed. It goes P-Y-S-T. I never played it, but I don't know, that might be a funny experience. I have complained. I never understood the game. I only played it when I was a little kid, but I would watch my dad play it. Every time I tried to play it, it never made any sense to me. I'm sure I could figure it out now, but not as a child. Anyone that hasn't at least heard of Myst should not speak to me. Alright, let's ask him about the missing jewel.
Now with the case closed, all of the pieces of evidence are no longer required, right?
In theory, not anymore, no.
Then it wouldn't be a problem if I got the bracelet back. You do know that it's a family heirloom.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
Zach!
Watch, it's gone.
Please.
I mean, as long as I mention Myst at least once every few months, everyone will know. Now, what's this redeployment? Oh, because like this guy was redeployed here, right? Is he supposed to be leaving?
How's it looking with your transfer?
Now that's lying on my boss's desk. And knowing him like I do, he's gonna let me stew for a while. But it'll come through sooner or later.
Goodbye.
Fare thee well, my lord.
That was too easy. Nobody said anything like, wow, you're a crazy demon with the black eyes. Can I talk to the constable?
I'll just leave him in peace for now. I'm not going back there voluntarily. I don't have any further questions for him right now.
That's it? Alright, cool. I kind of thought we'd run into more resistance. It seemed like we have to go back into town, go to the police station. Oh, not a big deal. Alright, let's go back to the castle with the jewel. Wait, can I go into any other place before we do that?
The shop's already closed.
Yeah, nothing might be open. Ooh, maybe we can go in the cafe. I want to see Bubby one more time. He's like the best character in the game.
Closed for business.
Aww. Never mind. What about the pub? We have some good friends there that want to kill us.
The pub's closed. The owner's on the run.
That's right. Okay, no, we're done in town. Wait, don't go to the church, John. Wait, do go to the church, John. He doesn't know about the priest being possibly dead. And we don't know if the body's still there. This is a very moody scene. I like it. Might be locked.
No chance.
No one's gonna open it for us because they're dead.
Closed.
Who's lighting these candles? There's a bird right there. I've probably missed so many of those. I don't know what we unlock by finding them all, but I feel the need to.
Aha. William Gordon, my great-grandfather. One of those who died in 1981. So, he can't have been buried anonymously.
We must have seen that before. And this, I think, is where the priest lives.
Hello? No one there.
Yeah, we're not getting back in there. Okay. Now back to the castle. Let's get into those catacombs. So my question is, if I have the bracelet, do I just give that to Valentina?
Here. It was really easy.
Those really are the same stones. Now we just need to break one out without damaging it.
It's a good thing you have that dagger. So let's switch over to her. Wait, where is it? Oh, he's gonna have to do it himself. Okay.
The bracelet is an old family heirloom. It's made of silver and is decorated with rubies.
How are we gonna break oh, pliers. Let's try some pliers. Duh.
One ruby's enough.
Oh, that's no worries at all, Blaze. I do not expect your undivided attention for the entire 3 hours. Okay, so now she has the ruby. Let's go place that. I guess before we do that, we need to put it in the sword handle. There we go. Now this
The
should
ruby
open up.
fits exactly into the socket on the hilt of the
Open
sword.
up the catacombs. Stefan Karl Stephenson. Who is that? That name doesn't ring a bell off the top of my head. Bummer that they died though. It's no bueno.
There's a spiral staircase here. I can't see how far down it goes. It has to be a good few stories. Ladies first.
Are
Oh,
you
he played
scared?
in that.
Or are you exercising your role as lord of the manor?
The Guardian isn't allowed to die. Those were your words. I'm just playing it safe.
Human shield. Hey Josh, how's it going, dude? Good to see you.
That's supposed to be the catacombs? Looks like the sewer system.
Patience. This is just the beginning.
Gosh, he was so young, 43? That sucks.
That's most strange. What are Pictish glyphs doing here on English medieval walls? Death on its own without any other glyphs isn't a good sign.
So you're doing good tonight. Excellent. I wish I had tomorrow off. Every other Thursday I get super long stream. Not this Thursday, unfortunately.
The house in a circle. That's a new one for me. That could point to a family property or inheritance.
So she actually understands a lot of these hieroglyphics.
The house in connection with an amphora. That could mean a store. Amphoras were used back then like barrels are today.
Yes. What game will we be playing then, though, Blaze? I don't know. It might not even be the game that I pick next. Might be too short. We might be done with it before Thursday.
An earlier version of a torch, and I've never seen this symbol before.
It looks like there's a lot of symbols she doesn't know, too.
A bird usually represents the death of a person, and we've got a head which fits with this. From whoever.
Everything is death, 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 death. Why are all these symbols so bad?
The fish is the symbol for the first day after a new moon. With a hand, though, that doesn't make sense.
Okay, that one doesn't sound so bad.
The chain comes out of the shaft and disappears into the water. There's standing water throughout the whole drainage system. Maybe the outflow's blocked somewhere.
I think I'm like the opposite of a speedrunner on Twitch. Do they have a tag for that, like a slow runner? Yeah, I think we need a switch.
There are hieroglyphics etched all around here. Did the druids build these walls?
We basically have to get both of their points of views, I guess.
In this environment, there can only be a whirlpool. Huh. The water's been standing there for some time. I reckon that's the remains of the water from putting out the fire. At any rate, it's not normal sewage.
Yeah, that was a really quick game. VR, I think in general, I'm probably going to beat those games fairly quick. Because it's not... I'm so immersed in the game, I kind of glance at chat and answer real quick, but then I get right back to the game, you know? I don't carry on as good of conversations, I guess, as I do with a normal, traditional game.
A hefty chain. It's hanging into the water.
Should have played Little Inferno in VR then. Did I have too many problems chatting in that game, or was it just... I think it just took me longer than I expected. I had memorized the puzzle, so I was kind of figuring out with you. I like that one, Alex, a speed crawler. Well, we have rope, we have salt. That salt isn't enough to get rid of this water.
The whole thing could be some kind of cistern. It collects rainwater from all over the castle. It's brought here and then goes stagnant. No, there has to be an outflow somewhere as well.
Yeah, haven't finished it yet. We're probably like 2/3, maybe 3/4 done. We have not completed it yet. And now he can't even look at that stuff anymore.
A hefty chain.
A swimming pool for cellar ghosts? I don't understand why that's supposed to be here.
It's also possible we don't have what we need here. But let me just see if he gave us a update here. Sewer system. Okay, we found the entrance to the sewer system. There must be a way from there into the catacombs. At least that's what all the symbols point to. Okay, so we need to like study these symbols and see if it gives us a hint. She was very vague though.
Here's an illustration of a house and a job. Here's a pitchfork and a flower.
Is this making any sense to you guys? House, jar, pitchfork, flower.
There's a bird and a head chiseled in here. There's a fish and a hand on this column.
My guess is we have to somehow get this chain raised up and it'll open up that so we can go further down. However, we don't have much of anything that looks like we can interact with it. What about her? She still has her matches. That doesn't seem to do anything.
The house in a circle. That's a new one for me. That could point to a family property or inheritance.
Maybe we just have to put things on the floor. Family property or inheritance. Do we have that on us?
I think that's supposed to be a house or a shack.
I was gonna say, do we have like bills or something? We could put our inheritance bill on there.
A bird relief. The grave candle that was in front of the photos of my parents. It's only burned halfway down.
Gonna kind of refresh myself
The
on these
Guardian's
notes.
highest virtue is faith, as much in himself as in God.
That doesn't help me too much.
If there can be demons and portals to other worlds, then the existence of God is not quite such a crazy proposition as I had once thought.
You guys have any ideas? It seems to me like we don't have what we need in here. You know? Like, I think I'm missing some items.
Adrian?
Oh, here we go. We might get some hints. Let's ask about the hieroglyphics.
These symbols look like Pictish glyphs. Obviously an ancient form of writing. More than 6,000 years old. So, I'm wondering what business have they got being on these walls?
Maybe one of my ancestors thought they looked nice?
Look great.
Do you know what they mean?
Sort of. But don't ask me how you vocalize them.
And other exit, so there must be another way out of this room.
Looks like we're in a dead-end street.
But it can't be, though. It has to continue somewhere. Maybe there's another secret passage.
Certainly not out of the question. Keep your eyes open.
From what I've been hearing, Blaze, they've started, I think last week, doing like phase 2 of opening up, which is pretty minor stuff. Like I think barber shops and salons can start to open up following a whole bunch of different rules. I think more shopping can open up. Of course, following a bunch of rules as far as you can't let too many people in, and I think everybody has to have a mask pretty much anytime you go shopping in California now. Masks are required. That's generally what I've heard. There might be more specific things with certain kinds of establishments, but that's just kind of general. And we're all gonna die without those haircuts. I don't know, have you ever seen The Ring? Long hair can be pretty creepy.
There's nothing to discuss with Adrian right now.
All I heard is there definitely is supposed to be another exit.
I think that's supposed to...
My first guess is I'm supposed to put something down on these areas, but maybe not. Oh no, Ziv Torque, this doesn't sound good. Your brother wanted to open a restaurant, but had to pause due to COVID. But it's okay, we're opening up shop soon over here. Nice. So what kind of restaurant is he trying to open? That sounds really cool. Terrible timing, but not that anybody could have guessed this, you know?
a hefty chain.
The chain comes out of the shaft and disappears into the water.
Disappears into the water. I feel like we need to find something to move or pull up this chain.
There's a fish in it.
What were her descriptions again? Maybe she had something more interesting.
The house in connection with an amphora. That could mean a store. Amphoras were used back then like barrels are today.
Doesn't mean anything to me.
An earlier version of a torch, and I've never seen this symbol before.
Okay, so if that's supposed to be a torch, matches maybe? Or what about his lighter? Can we put that there? No? I don't know. I think we need to get out of here. Ooh, a Vietnamese restaurant. Nice. He was inspired by a famous food vendor in Vietnam. A few chef celebrities did their show there. Well, that sounds really cool. So you're sure it will do well? Yes, so we have a couple Vietnamese restaurants where I live that aren't too far away. They're both fantastic. Yeah, we get Vietnamese coffee, or they also have Thai iced tea just about every time we go. Vietnamese coffee is my favorite. But yeah, I usually get pho when I go. Or sometimes they have some different good barbecue dishes too. Pho is usually my favorite though. I don't see anything else in here that looks like it'll help us. I didn't when I first started saying the word. My wife had to correct me. She's like, it's not pho, it's pho. Then spell it that way. But that's just my basic inability to pronounce anything.
The globe is metal. I can't see a weld seam. I wonder how they got it through the door. A massive block of stone.
So there might be something else in the castle connected to that. I really do too, but we lost our built-in hint system, Blaze. Kind of helped push us along, you know?
I won't be able to see a thing down.
He still says he needs a light. Use your damn lighter. Or I know, light your candle, and then take that down.
A candle for the dead.
Okay, maybe we can go down there now. There we go. Construction light, hey.
A construction light. just like the ones all around the castle, except without any power.
And it's not sitting in water, so we should be able to plug that in, right?
Here's the end of the extension cable.
Let's connect that to the construction light.
Energy.
Energy. All right.
Empty. I'm guessing that they used to store wine or beer here back in the day. Those days are long gone, though.
For any of you guys that like to drink, do you prefer wine or beer?
Boxes of empty wine bottles. Just in case there's a life for me after Mordred, I'm gonna give this castle a real cleanup and throw it all of this old junk. Well, I'll hand the job over to Edward, of course.
Water is nice. We all need water to survive. I just meant for people that do enjoy drinking. So 20,000 tickets, not $20,000. It's technically free. Just take some time. You enjoy a good beer. Now, I'm more of a beer person myself, Zivtork. I enjoy wine. Wine messes me up though. If I have too much of it.
A shelf of wine bottles. As far as I can tell, they're all still full. 1953. Either extremely valuable or completely disgusting.
Never drink water. Well, not straight water, Blades. I mean, everything you drink has water in it. My coffee has water. My beer has water, although it's not hydrating.
There are only busted boxes and barrels back there. I guess that's the main switch for the electricity in the cellar. Who needs fuses if you've got such a big lever?
Now you should be able to use this. I enjoy wine, but I prefer beer.
The electricity is on. I should be careful where I step and what I touch.
Okay, so this is a scene where you can probably die. So I'm going to save it real quick. So I imagine if I walk right here, this is going to kill me. It's way stronger than you think it is. That's the funny thing about wine, is it's basically usually about 2 to 3 times stronger than a beer, depending on the wine. So you gotta definitely watch how much you're having. And it's a different kind of buzz too. You've been drinking cider for the last couple months. I really like ciders too, Alex. I can't have too much of it, or it usually makes my stomach hurt. It's just a little too much sugar, I guess. But I do enjoy a good cider. So this is probably connected to the other well, huh? No, don't walk in there. Don't do it. Oh.
Valentina! Can you hear me?
I think he's gonna die.
Yes.
Valentina! Can you hear me?
Yes.
Cellars are often used as the last resting place for all sorts of heavy junk. And it's no different in British castles. At first glance, there's nothing useful leaping out at me here. At the second one, too.
Does wine have more calories than beer? You know, as far as like calories per, like compared to how many calories you need to get a buzz, I think wine is better for you. And wine also has like the antioxidants you get from just the fermented grapes and everything. So I think wine is probably healthier for you.
Must be a seriously heavy water bucket if you need a chain like that to lift it.
And beer is pretty much just barley and hops and carbs, yeah. Although technically, from what I've read, like an alcohol drink once in a while is good for you. It's good for your system. Just like a lot of things are good in moderation. A little bit of caffeine could be good for you. Things like that. Of course, having too much of anything's terrible.
Valentina!
Yes.
So, caloric-wise, yeah, the beer's not good. But to have a little bit of alcohol in your system can be good, I've heard. Is no alcohol better than, like, having a glass of wine once in a while? I forget what it was. I don't know if it was like, oh, like, wine or, like, an alcoholic drink can lower your blood pressure or something. I don't know. Something kind of like that, you know? I have not seen that video, Ziv Torque. Did they get them mixed up? That'd be funny. Like a blind challenge?
There are metal grates lying around the well. No idea what they're for.
Probably so water doesn't accumulate.
That's the water pump, which they use to pump away the extinguishing water. It's a real monster, and ancient, too. I'm surprised that thing even works.
And it's funny, Blaze, that's pretty much the same thing with almost anything. Like, one year, they say, eggs are great for you, they're super healthy, the cholesterol's good. The next time you look, oh, eggs are awful, they give you cancer, don't eat them. And they keep flip-flopping, you know? Depends on who studied it. What were they looking at? Okay, so we got an update. There's an old pump in the cellar. Maybe I can get it working. Judging by the age of it, it looks like it's had... All it needs is a power connection. And it'll definitely need earthing. Would that be the salt? What do you mean it needs earthing?
The wire rope is wrapped tightly around the pipe. I guess it's an earth for the water pump.
No alcohol being the healthiest does make sense, though. I mean, because you just think of alcohol being a bad thing, but I could also see in like a small amount actually like doing something good to your system. But I'm no scientist. Yeah, too much water could be a bad thing. What am I supposed to do?
I'll put the cable into the connecting terminal on the pump.
There we go. Okay, we also need a grounding before we turn this on.
You can turn the pump on and off with that. You can even adjust the direction of rotation and the speed. Theoretically, I could pump the cellar full of water again, slowly or quickly.
Yeah, I've heard good things about caffeine and dark chocolate. Although I think dark chocolate's thing, it's mostly been antioxidants. I guess it has a very, very, very small amount of antioxidants. Which, I mean, if you just had some fruit or something, you'd probably be way better.
I think that's the power connection for the water pump. I guess there were no power plugs back then. Oh, that's just one pole. Does this thing use direct current? So that thing on the pipes isn't an earth. It's probably the second pole.
Alright, this is getting too complicated for somebody that knows nothing about electrician work like me. I'm guessing that we need to get that cord over here. Maybe connect it to that power source. So am I supposed to use the salt on the puddles? So it's no longer a danger to the electric cords?
I'll give the pepper and chilies a miss. The puddle's seasoned enough. There are drains under the puddles, but the sewer system couldn't cope with the huge volume of extinguishing water. The water isn't draining away anymore.
So we just seasoned it, right? Yeah, blaze and hot drinks. No bueno. Okay, I've earthed the pump via the pipes. With the salt in the puddle, it ought to get enough power to the pump. Maybe that's all we need.
There are drains under...
Actually, instead of coffee and chocolate, Texan, you could just save, get more efficient, and just send them hot cocoa. It's the worst of all worlds for him. Yeah, I'm gonna do another save before I electrocute myself. Alright, let's try turning this guy on.
Quite a clear design. The motor's on the right, the pump device is on the left. The two are connected with a long shaft.
The perfect emote for that, right?
The innards of a water pump.
Okay, now that you've looked at it, can you turn it on?
No electricity.
Well, I can't interact... Oh, maybe I can move this power connection. Okay. Now walk over here. Oh, we just have to get it to the puddle. Because the salt in the
power
water
cable is now hanging through the grill and straight into the water.
will kind of like pass the current or something. Now let's try. Exercise is bad for you. Hurts your joints.
No electricity.
Oh, wait. Now we need to unplug the light
There are drains under the...
and then put the cord directly in the puddle. Is that right? I can't even unplug that, though. Oh, here's another power cable. Whoops! I love it. There's really no game over or would you like to try again? It's just main menu. You've been dropped on the main menu. All right, game. All right. Well, that's nice. They even did, I think they did an automatic save right before I clicked that button. Tiny! You rolled in through the black mirror just as I murdered Adrian Gordon. He looks so at peace. I think they took another animation for something else, Zivtork, and just zoomed in the camera and then put a bunch of blood splatters. I will say the first game did the best with death animations. In the first game, you would actually get impaled and you would see it happen in the game, or you get electrocuted and you fly back and things like that. This game is just that little animation every time. I can't even look at it. I just want a description. How's it going, Tiny? Hopefully you're having a good day so far. I can't put any more salt in this, although that wouldn't really help my problem. Oh, you've been awake for like an hour, but trying to get some Z's in. You gotta sleep in as long as you can, Tiny. Or as long as your schedule allows. What are we gonna do with this 3-phase power cable, guys?
There are drains under the puddles, but the sewer system couldn't cope with the huge volume of extinguishing water. The water isn't draining away anymore.
It makes me think I need to get rid of these puddles. We don't have anything to do that. Oh, maybe I have to turn off the switch.
Valentina! Can you hear me?
Yes?
That's what I have to do. Let's turn off this switch over here.
The electricity is off again.
Now let's try that. 5 a.m. So is it 6 a.m. for you now, Tiny? Thinking you heard your alarm, which is loud bird sounds, and that's kind of cool. But it was just real birds outside on your street. Dang it. Birds always waking you up. At least you don't have roosters. That's like their job.
There's a thick electric cable hanging from the roof, just above a puddle of water. Craig was right. It isn't safe down here.
Oh, look, Gordon, you actually can look at it without touching it, but only when it's safe.
If it weren't for me being a former student of physics, I'd call that kind of action suicide.
Yeah, but now we put the salt in there. It's all good. Oh, you do have
the
roosters.
end of the cable's hanging directly in the water.
Oh, that's really cool. Aether, what's going on? Good morning. We're making some good progress in the game. So we're in the final chapter right now. We found our way into some secret catacombs, and we're just trying to get through this weird well room. Right now I'm trying to turn on this pump to hopefully get rid of some water so we can go further down. Hopefully this works.
The electricity is on. I should be careful where I step and what I touch.
Okay, so really we just have to come over here and turn on the water pump. Luckily that bit of water right there didn't kill us. Oh, there we go. That sounds good.
That looks good. Here's to electricity. The innards of a water pump.
Okay, so now that the water pump is turning on, Now we need a hose or something, right? We have a rope. But we need a hose.
There are 2 huge water basins here. They must go back to when they had no running water.
I thought we had a hose before in this game, but did we use it for something?
Valentina! Can you hear me?
Yes?
So you're a super sound sleeper, huh, Sel? I think I am too, to a point. Certain sounds can trigger me. Yeah, for some reason I thought there was a hose in here. Am I crazy to think that we're supposed to get a pipe from, or some kind of hose from the water pump and put it in the well so it'll actually pump the water out? Or am I thinking about this puzzle all wrong? There could be something outside where they're doing all the construction work.
Don't reckon this hole's got much more to offer.
Yeah, there's nothing in here. So you get used to the sounds of not having a bedroom door. So, but now they're probably awake. That's true too. I mean, it's really whatever you're used to. Like, you can be sleeping next to someone that snores, but after a while you get used to it and it doesn't bug you. Sometimes when that snoring is gone, you can have a hard time sleeping because you're so used to it, you know? Yeah, there's no hoses or anything out here. Well, now that the electricity's on, let's switch to her. Has anything changed in here? I don't think so.
The chain comes out of the shaft.
Yeah, we need that hose to come down to pump this water out. Gosh, I feel like we're close. Oh, now you're upstairs in the furthest corner from the noises you'd hear before. And a nice lockable door. So you're just enjoying the silence. Maybe there was something upstairs. I mean, for me, I'm usually streaming late, either. For me, I start at like 7 p.m. and end around 10 p.m. But I do know for a lot of you folks not in the US, it is super early. But I really appreciate you guys waking up and first thing in the morning hanging out with me. That is so cool. I think there's nothing in the house left over, guys. I think we've combed this place over. I might just be missing something in that basement. Let me go back down to the cellar. Yeah, we've already interacted with everything in this room. There's the puddle, the lever. Please don't walk in there and kill yourself. Does he have to do something with the chain?
Oh. If I wrap the chain around the drive shaft, I could use the water pump as a winch.
Didn't think about that. Alright, so we're not actually going to try to pump the water out. We're going to use it as a pulley. Oh, tiny.
I hope the motor's powerful enough.
I really appreciate it. The CIA's got my back. Alright, now let's try turning this on. Let's see what we break. Oh, it's like an elevator.
I can't wind the chain anymore. Something's blocked.
What are you up to? I'm impressed.
I'm surprised she didn't get electrocuted. She just walked right through the water.
Valentina,
Yes.
Oh, you guys were talking about the Pixar movie Inside Out, which is incredibly specific, and then my boyfriend got an email for an Inside Out t-shirt. They're listening. I mean, I've always heard that, Sil, that when you're on your phone and you get all those, things you have to agree to and let it do that, one of the things that is able to use is your microphone. So, absolutely, Google is listening to your conversations, recording information, and, they're going to advertise you whenever they can. It makes sense. That happens to people all the time. Oh, it was over Discord, so not microphone, just typing. I mean, I guess nothing's to stop them from reading your keystrokes, right? People are always worried about keyloggers. That's probably one of the things you agree to. I agree to have a keylogger installed on my phone at all times while I am using your services. Thank you. See, they're super creepy hello FBI man. I know, that's happened to me too. It always, for me, it's usually cookies on websites. I'm on one website looking at something. I go somewhere totally unrelated and I get a bunch of advertising for it. And I'm like, come on. But the phone stuff, that freaks me out even more.
the room in which Mordred crossed over into me. Do you know anything about it?
What kind of room was it?
A kind of ritual chamber. Skulls everywhere, a throne.
They investigated a ritual chamber in the old academy, but all the records were lost in a fire around 1512. And the knowledge of it was lost in the process as well. So no, I know even less about it than you do.
I know, that sounds too specific, huh, Sel? They have to be knowing what you're doing. And another thing that they do that I don't think a lot of people know about is they have ways of looking at how long you look at something. You know? Like when something's on the screen, like an ad or a video, it knows when it's on the screen. But they're also logging how long you stare at things, or at least how long you have it on your screen. I guess technically using your camera, they can see how long you're actually looking at things. So they're able to use that to kind of help target stuff as well. Crazy. The future's getting too scary. Okay, let's ask about the Black Mirror.
So what actually is this Black Mirror then?
We think it's a kind of portal.
We've used it before.
And where does it lead?
Nobody knows exactly, and it's a dangerous thing to investigate. Mordred tried, but the Black Mirror enslaved them. Pope Innocent III believed it might lead to the destruction of Christianity. What we know for sure is that it's older than anything else on Earth.
I thought it might have been built by pagan druids or something like that.
It's much older than that. The Druids used it for ceremonies, yes, but they definitely didn't build it. It's been there since the dawning of time, so they say.
Holy crap. So what is it then?
We can only speculate. The mirror attracts evil, or how should I put it? Absorbs it. According to the old Druidic scriptures, there were regular human sacrifices. Apparently, the altar table in front of the Black Mirror portal was already drenched in century-old blood back then. The souls of the sacrifices are drawn into the mirror, but only if they're absolutely evil.
Wrap
The soul of a good person cannot enter the mirror.
Wrap up this
It
text.
seems to be something like... yes. Like...
The gateway to
Just
hell,
a second,
perhaps?
guys. What's up, Elegant?
yes. And no, not just the gate, but the mirror too.
I'm waiting for her monologue to
Glancing
finish
into
up.
it reveals the innermost self. It reflects the soul for everyone to see.
Hey, everybody.
I wonder what the Pope would see if he
Don't
looked
stop
into
talking.
it. And all the dignitaries of the world. No wonder the entrance has to be guarded. But times have changed. Why don't we just have a look at the thing? Purely scientifically, I mean.
Evil can also break out of the mirror. Its effect is unbound. You can feel its power.
They're talking about an evil mirror right
Who's
now.
ever susceptible is enticed into
We're getting near the
evil.
end of the game.
That's why life in the castle is so dangerous. It's right within its sphere. Mordred was changed. The spark of evil that always smoldered within him was fanned into a blazing fire.
It's been going on for like 5
He
minutes.
did everything he could to open the portal. Rumors suggest that he almost found the mechanism.
Ooh, okay. Welcome, raiders and Elegant Frost. Thank you so much for the raid. Sorry for the long wait. I was trying to make sure I get all the plot because we're getting near the end. We've lost our spirit guide to this game. She couldn't make it right now, so we're winging it, trying to get as far as we can get. And yeah, if I miss any text, I could totally miss out on puzzles. I want to be sure I caught all that. But thank you so much for the raid. We had Elegant Frost and Cheerios. You guys are awesome. Thank you again for dropping in. What were you playing right now, Elegant? I'm trying to remember. What were you playing last time you raided? Were you playing the same game? You were working on, bam, yes, Persona 4. We got to talk about that a little bit. So I'm imagining that's going to be a long game for you, if it's anything like Persona 5. So we'll probably be hearing more about that game in the future. How is it going so far? Did you get much farther? Let's see, I think I can finish the post game this weekend. Oh, so you're getting really close. So if you might finish it this weekend, I was just about to ask that. You read my mind, 103 hours. I'm always too reluctant on the stream to play the really long games. I love long games, RPGs, things like that. But for me, for streaming, I only stream about an average of maybe 10 to 15 hours a week, I guess you'd say. I usually do 3 streams and they're anywhere from 3 to 6 hours. So at that rate, for me to do like a 100-hour game, I'd be playing the same game for months. Not that that's a bad thing. I've just always kind of preferred the more bite-sized stories that we can kind of enjoy, get our laughs, and move on to the next experience. Almost like little movies. So one of these days I might tackle a really long game, but I haven't yet. That's awesome that you're doing that, though. And everybody here can attest to my memory. It sucks. I'm lucky if I can remember things over the course of a 10-hour game. I imagine a 100-hour game I'd be lost. I know. That's probably one of the scariest ones. I didn't even do Final Fantasy VII, which is about 40-hour game, and I mean Persona 5. That's like 3 times that long. So you swap out between long RPGs and a shorter game throughout the week, and that's a good idea too. Although that would, so let's say I tried Persona 5. If it would take me 6 months to beat, you know. Then if I streamed another game on the side, so I only played it 1 day a week or 2 days a week, then it's going to take like 9 months for me to finish or 10 months for me to finish. I would never remember anything. It'd be really tough. I kind of want to do like a 30 or 40 hour game and just test the waters. Something not too huge, but good sized. Just to see how it goes, see if people get sick of it or if people like the longer game. Okay, let's ask her again about the strange messages. Thank you again so much for the raid.
Someone's leaving me messages describing the virtues of a guardian. You don't happen to know anything about that, do you?
I wrote them. They were tests to see if you could become the next guardian in spite of the curse. I had assumed that apart from Victoria, there was only Angelina, but she was nowhere to be found. There was no time. Victoria lay on her deathbed. She was the last guardian. It had to be settled. When we heard that you were maintaining that you were a Gordon and were also innocent of any crime, then the Vatican changed its plan. We had to assure ourselves that you were still of pure heart.
That's the game.
You passed all the tests.
But you weren't there.
True. I wasn't there.
All right, Miss Undercover.
Yeah, so what that noise is in this puzzle we had to turn on some electricity, but that's what you're hearing running right now. I could play it in my spare time and hop on stream casually. I kind of did that for Final Fantasy Tiny, actually, but I didn't want to stream it on this channel. I actually streamed it on the YouTube channel. without me here doing stuff, it was really just the gameplay, you know? So I just wanted to share what I was doing kind of on the side, but I mostly played it on my own. It started again when you changed it. Yeah, so this is... I guess you could still hear that audio because it's the game. If I click out of the game, it's gone. Nice and clear. No more electricity. And there's that annoying buzz again. Okay, so we just wrote down some notes. What are we doing next? Okay, we've already done all that. Now I guess we're just going downstairs to check out that elevator or whatever we created, right?
I wouldn't know what I might ask.
Guess we're done talking to her. Don't walk in the puddle. Yes, we're in the last chapter. We're getting pretty close to the end. I'm not sure if we're going to finish it. I don't think we are either. I probably got a little too stuck on a couple puzzles. But even if I knew what I was doing, I think it would have been a pretty close call, you know? I might go a little bit over if I feel like we're about to beat it. Go into the staircase. There we go. This could be the last scene right here.
Damn. And I thought I'd pulled the plug out of the bath.
It is kind of therapy's fault. I mean, no, I'm the streamer. I should be able to figure this crap out. She was just like our little guiding light for whenever I got stuck.
What the heck's a cage doing down here in the middle of the catacombs?
Okay, what did he just write in the diary? He just crossed out the pump in the cellar because we're done with that apparently. Okay, in the sewer system, there's some kind of cage or maybe an elevator that could be the way into the catacombs. So this is definitely an elevator. But we don't want to go underwater, right? We need to clear out the water first? Or are we just going to dunk ourselves?
Good to know. I could lock up unwelcome visitors in here.
It really would have been better to have taken a hotel room.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have to get rid of the water first, unfortunately. Although we already used the water pump for a different puzzle. Are we going to be able to use it again for this?
I doubt that people were locked up in the cage. It must have been used for something else.
It's an elevator, come on.
I doubt that...
So he can go in here, but we're not going to be able to actually trigger it. I can't switch to her when he's in there. Wait. No, let's try it. We need Mario up in here. He can swim for days. Not like Sonic. Sonic's a wuss underwater. You get that scary music as he's about to drown. I hate that sound. Oh, that's a catacomb. We have to go to the cellar. That's right. What is your least favorite... honestly, even as an adult, that is a very stressful sound. I'm not, like, terrified of it, but I don't like it. Tiny Annie's a plumber, but that makes even more sense. I was just thinking of water levels in Mario. He handles those like a champ. He can never drown. And you're calling Sonic a wuss. I love Sonic games. He's just not a good swimmer, not like Mario.
That's too dangerous. I'm not going to know up here what Adrian's doing down there. If he's in a cage, he could drown.
But if the cage goes down to the catacombs and maybe there's not a water problem down there, maybe there's no issue. Okay, it's not going to be so easy. There's the sound in text.
Adrian, are you down there?
Sorry, you must have dialed the wrong well.
All right, Adrian. Okay, now I'm like kind of lost again. Do you guys have any ideas? Sonic is blasphemous. I actually have a game called Blasphemous. It looks really cool. It's like very dark, medieval pixel art action game. I haven't tried it yet, but I got it through one of those Humble Bundles. Maybe we just need to talk to him. Let's ask him about the cage.
I don't think that's a cage in the usual sense.
How come? Isn't it a wonderful torture device, especially with the water?
Oh, right. So that's your interpretation of a normal cage usage.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I'm being possessed by an 800-year-old tyrant.
That's it? We didn't get any hints out of that. What do you guys think? Need a brainstorm here. So we have a rope, a couple creepy books. Our pliers, we still have pliers. Is that going to help us with the water? I don't think so. And what does she have? She has the adrenaline, a Bible, matches, and a dagger. I can't imagine these symbols are important. Like, we've gone through the descriptions multiple times, it didn't really make any sense. My Steam library is terribly much like that, Tiny. I mean, a lot of them I get really cheap, and I either get them because they're nostalgic for me, or because they look cool, but I don't know when I'm ever going to have time to play them.
A bird relief.
I wonder if he has any more things to say about the symbols now.
That's supposed to be a house. Or a shack.
Maybe now the cage is here, he can talk about it differently.
There's a fish and a hand on this column.
You know, they mentioned putting something in there. But we don't really have anything that looks like if we dropped it down the elevator into the water, it would do anything useful, you know? I can try putting something on the floor of the cage. But right now I'm just trying to basically brute force this puzzle. Definitely a lot smarter just to buy what you know you want to read or play or whatever. Sometimes you just gotta have it though. Yeah, what if we put her in the cage? I wonder if that changes anything. I mean, we were saying that she has to go first, right? Like, she needs to be the guinea pig? Because we're the guardian, right? So let's...
I doubt that people were...
She won't even go in there, though. Alright, that's got to be part of the puzzle, too. How come he goes in there? Even though there's nothing you can really do in there.
Death on its own without any other glyphs isn't a good sign.
Any ideas, guys? I look at the latest entry in our diary. He just says it's a cage or an elevator that could be the way into the catacombs. But we can't do it with the water there. Which takes me to the first idea that I had of we just need to get a hose down here and then use the water pump to get rid of the water, but we haven't found a hose anywhere. Maybe there's something down there. Maybe there was something and we just couldn't use it until we solved this puzzle.
There are drains under the puddles, but the sewer system couldn't cope with the huge volume of extinguishing water.
Hey,
the water isn't draining away anymore.
Treat yourself. I mean, we can still interact with this. You have 30 DVDs you haven't watched yet. Are they all movies you've never seen before, Aether? I almost never buy movies I haven't watched. I always try to like rent them or see them in theaters first.
My improvised chain winch. I'm quite proud of it.
Yeah, see, this makes me think it's not going to be a hose because we can't even unattach this chain winch.
No idea what kind of pipes those are. Water, sewage, I guess.
Can't do anything with those. Most of them are ones you haven't seen. Cool, well...
The well shaft leads directly down to the catacombs.
That just means you have tons of entertainment during this whole lockdown. It'll be hard to get bored.
The electricity is off again. There are drains under the puddles, but the sewer system couldn't cope.
Yeah, see, now this wouldn't work because there's no power to it. So why is this still working? I turned the power off. I'm confused.
My improvised chain winch.
That shouldn't work, right? It's got to be a bug.
There are drains.
Maybe it's out of town. Can I go anywhere else? We can go to the church. We can go to Willow Creek and the hotel. Let's try to go to a couple places. Maybe there's a hose or something and I just totally missed it.
Definitely not drinking water. No, it'd be better for both.
So we can't go talk to
There
Murray.
are some steps below that lead behind the hotel, but at night you can hardly see anything. I'd better stay here.
Never mind. Apparently we're not going down to the river. Okay. Just gonna see if there's something in town.
The museum is already...
Museum's closed. There could have been an object that I missed. I'm not sure.
The water is cloudy and dark. I wonder what kind of fish can survive in there. And who catches and eats them?
Every once in a while, the dialogue is very quiet, isn't it? Or is that just me?
I'll have time to sit there when I'm old.
So what's the one book that you've ordered you're the most excited for, Tiny? Okay, both of these shops are closed. Let's try the police station again. Is there any objects in here? Not really.
I don't have any further questions. Hi, Constable.
Ah, the Mr. Gordon.
We can talk to him about the cafe. What?
Has the cafe shut down?
Yes, you really missed something this morning.
What?
Apparently Edward resigned, and then there was the massive argument between him and Denise. Well, you could see it coming.
Goodbye, Constable.
Oh, we basically shut down the cafe by hiring that guy. That sucks. So bad for the cafe.
Closed for business.
Speaking of that, where is Edward? Like, he would be totally useful to ask him to get us something. Okay, so we went to the hotel. There's pretty much nothing. Let me just verify where we can and can't go. Let's try this building. We haven't been here in a long time.
Schooner locked up.
We don't have keys for that, do we?
Wrong key.
Gore. That's right. Alright, so we don't need to go there. At least we're eliminating options. Let's see, probably The Last Two Poets of the Sea by Julia Drake, or Middle Game by that Shauna McGuire? two of my favorite books I read earlier this year. Oh, so you've already read both of those, Tiny. You're just buying them so you have them? That's cool. Yeah, I'm just about to the point where I think I need to look it up, to be honest. Or if you guys want to play around with that website, what was it, AHS or UHS, Universal Hint System? That one seemed to work pretty well without giving you straight up spoilers. It just gives you hints. Yeah, I'm just going to check a couple of these outlying places we went to before just to see if there's an item. Oh, see, this is new. Oh no. Did an animal break in here and kill Ralph? I'm gonna save it real quick. I didn't expect this. I expected us just not to be able to talk to him.
Someone's broken the door in with an axe by the look of it. Damn. Looks as though Tom has been here.
Uh-oh. I don't like that.
God damn it.
That's creepy.
There are some things you just don't want to see.
What happened?
I better get out of here.
Did he kill Ralph? Tom just went in there with an axe and murdered Ralph? The hell? What's going on here? Okay, was there anything around here that we needed? I don't think so. I'll just check each scene. There's just the door there, which is locked. Nothing in the graveyard to look at. What I'm really looking for is a hose. I think I need a hose. Closed. But we're not going to find it. Okay. Back to here. Tumble down building. We just went there. We can check this crossing. What the hell?
Rain, rain, go away. Tomorrow will be a rainy
like this.
day.
Damn.
Then comes the snow. Don't you know?
You about to kill me?
Ralph? That you? Ralph!
I was only playing with him.
Ralph! What happened? Am I hearing voices of the dead? Or was that really Ralph?
I thought that we saw him dead in the, in his little shack. Maybe not. Not creepy at all. Totally normal. Are we supposed to go back to the shack? What was that all about? That's creepy. Yeah, I'm back here. I heard that noise again. A rose? Perfect timing.
Ralph has got his revenge.
Wait, so Ralph, did he kill Tom? Tom went in there and Ralph got him? What's going on? Is Ralph a killer now? So we're kind of midway through chapter 6, I think. And now I just want to see where that sound was coming from. But I don't see Ralph anywhere. Maybe that scene was just meant to creep me out. I don't know. That might have just been world building, not like part of the story, you know? Okay, so we're back outside our
Castle
castle.
looks really threatening from here.
Just for the heck of it, I want to go back in the woods. Is there anything down here that we needed to see? What did you find, Aether? I think if I click on this, he's going to say he doesn't need to go there. Oh no, he's walking there. I didn't see that on the map. Go to. So we've been through all this before.
I can't make out the luminous stickers anymore. It's much too dangerous.
Those little glow-in-the-dark stickers? Okay, I guess we can't go that way anymore. That's why we couldn't fast travel there. Oh, Ralph used to be at the lighthouse. Wonder if he's here now.
No, I'd rather go there by daylight.
Alright, I guess he's not going.
I don't think trudging through the swamp in the night is a good idea.
Let's see. Oh, not at all, Aether. I'm pretty much stuck. So try leaving Valentina in the catacombs and make Adrian go to the cellar above. So that would be... Let's see. Let me get back to that area. I'm thinking that means... Adrian, you scared cat. And that's kind of where the first puzzle was, where we were Adrian in the cellar working the water pump, and she was down there. Okay, so here's Adrian in the cellar. He just walked to that fence. You don't know the demonic powers that Adrian possesses, Tiny. It's impressive. And then we have her go into the catacombs. She can't look in here. Hey, King of Ducks. What's going on, dude? Welcome. We are...
I doubt that people were locked up in the cage.
heavily stuck here.
It must have been used for something else.
So she won't actually go in the cage. And she can't, so far, make heads or tails of any of the symbols here. Although I guess I could look at the symbols again now that we've brought that thing up, but here's an idea. What if I move this now? Now that we know it's there. She sees it go back down. It goes pretty deep. We switch back to her. Did she do anything with this now? See, now I can't even click on the chain.
The house in connection with an amphora.
Yeah, she's still saying the same things about the symbols. Let's bring it back up.
My improvised chain winch. I'm quite proud of it.
Make sure there's nothing else he can do here in the cellar. Yeah, I guess we could talk to her.
Valentina! Can you hear me?
Yes?
They talk and they say that, but that's it. Let's see, try the water pump when it's down. Well, the water pump is actually what moves it up and down. So when it's down, when I use it, it brings it back up. Which we just did. I'm surprised that we don't try to use the water pump to pump the water out, you know? We can turn on the electricity again.
So far, everything has worked wonderfully. No reason to turn off the electricity.
Oh, that turns it off. Okay, so it's still on. I guess we don't have to message that. See, I'd answer no to that question. Wait, which question?
There are drains under the...
Oh, the can you hear me? Yeah. Actually, I think Adrian said that as a joke earlier. We asked, can you hear me? And he said, I think you're calling down the wrong well, or something like that. Yeah, there's nothing new for her to interact with. Try moving that again.
there are drains under the puddles.
Go back and talk to Valentina now. And that's one tricky thing is, yeah, sometimes once they have seen something and they talk, then boom, there's the answer. Okay, let's try that. That reminds me of the first game. This game hasn't had too many of these puzzles, but in the first game there was quite a few puzzles where they would just say, come back later. You didn't know what you had to do? Was it wait a certain amount of time? Was it actually accomplish some other task and then come back? You don't know. But there's quite a few of those.
I wouldn't know what I might ask her.
Dang it. Okay, they don't have any realizations
There's nothing to
to talk about yet. And if I check Adrian's diary, the newest entry is this one, which we read before. It just says that in the sewer system there's some kind of cage or maybe an elevator that could be the way into the catacombs, but we have to do something with the water first so we don't drown. My idea was he actually goes in there. Valentina does not. So swap back to Valentina now.
There's nothing to. I doubt that people were locked.
Maybe let's have her go upstairs. I think you had told me it needed to be the opposite though, right? Adrian upstairs. I tried talking her to him. I didn't try talking from him to her, so let me try that. Let me switch to Adrian. See if he can talk to her from inside there.
I wouldn't know what I might ask her.
Dang it. Okay. So I'm going to take her to the cellar room and see if she can interact with the controls now. I tried it once before, and she just said, oh, I don't want to drown him. Boo-hoo. He's a demon. He'll be fine, right? I mean, that's probably not how it works, but he doesn't know that. Yeah, so if I have her try to operate the controls with him in the cage.
That's too dangerous. I'm not going to know up here what Adrian's doing down there.
That was the
If
first
he's
thing
in
that I
a
tried.
cage, he could drown.
So her problem is that because she wouldn't know what was going on. I mean, how would you fix that? They don't have walkie-talkies or something. Yeah, any other hints? Yeah, originally Aether said Darren should be up above, which we tried, but that didn't do anything. Ooh, rope is going to be useful. Oh, maybe like a tug system. I could see that. Maybe that's why he needs to be up here. Okay, let's try the rope. Let's put her down there because you can't swap inventory items either. So if Adrian's got the rope, he can never give it to Valentina and vice versa. Valentina, why don't you come over here? I do really like that this game lets me double click on locations and just quickly move through them. That helps speed it up quite a bit when you're doing this kind of stuff. There we go. Curious, are they going to use this to tug if you're drowning?
I'll tie the rope to the column here and let it down the shaft. Valentina! Can you hear me?
Yes.
So what did that accomplish? We can see the rope now. She can't interact with it.
I doubt that people were locked up.
Now maybe they need to swap. What happens if I move this with the rope there? Probably nothing different. It's not attached to it. Yeah, same old, same old. Okay, so I'm going to put him in the cage, And now that the rope's there, maybe he can do something with it to alert if he's drowning. Because her problem is that she couldn't see what was going on, you know? Although with it tied like that, would you really know what was going on? Your phone just turned off? Like completely shut down where you had to turn it back on like from a cold boot? That could be a battery problem, I don't know. Or if not battery, just some app probably crashed your phone. Hey, username! What's going on, dude? Good to see you. Okay, let's take her upstairs. The Black Mirror turned itself off. It's really funny when you're playing a spooky game or watching a spooky movie, and then something spooky randomly happens inside your house. Oh, it's terrifying.
That's too dangerous.
Okay, she still says the same thing, but what if she looks at the rope?
The rope's hanging in the well.
Okay, let's put him in the cage, and then maybe he can interact with the rope. Probably ought to save it. Yeah, I haven't saved in quite a while. That is a good idea. Save number 34. Yes, that was probably my best jump scare on stream, Nate. I was playing, I think Blair Witch, was that right? And then Andy off to the side, I couldn't see her, just screamed down the hallway. Really freaked me out.
If I pull on the rope, that ought to be visible up above.
Do it.
If
Okay, well now that he realized that, does she realize that?
That's too. If he's in a cage, he could drown.
Yeah, maybe if she talks down the well, they can communicate this.
Adrian, are you down there?
Sorry, you must have dialed the wrong well.
It just does that again. Oh, you're transferring pins to your new jacket. Nice. Let's see. Is this a witch trial? No, we're just trying to get down to the secret catacombs. Okay, so now that he's discovered the rope idea, I think I need to walk her butt down there and talk to him so they can discuss the plan. Makes sense. A little tedious when you're thinking like so many steps ahead though.
Adrian?
There we go. Pull the rope.
What are you thinking of doing with the rope?
When I pull on it, you turn on the winch up there and let me down. When I'm running out of air down there, I'll pull again and you winch me back up.
I think I can manage that.
There we go. Alright, let's try this. Oh, I wish I knew how close we were to the end of the game. If we're like an hour off, I should just stop it. If we're like 10 minutes off, I want to finish it. Do it.
I'll wait on Adrian's signal.
Pull the rope, Adrian.
Okay, hold your breath.
Fingers crossed. What are we gonna see under there, guys? Oh, it's a puzzle. Oh, we're dead. I did not understand what those symbols were at all. We have to, because they were all combined before. I didn't really pay attention to those, you know? So yeah. That's a game over. Think fast. So let's actually jot these down. I haven't looked at these for like 30 minutes.
I knew it. There's a mechanism down there for Well, I don't actually know what, but I think it continues on there.
Okay, so more than 10 minutes, but less than an hour. This might be a good place to call it then. I understand this puzzle now, so what we have to do next, but it'll take a little while to do it properly, is basically jot down all of these combinations of symbols and then do them in the right order and match them all. So basically what I'll do is I'll go through each one of these and you kind of like jot them down in chat.
Here's an illustration of a house and a jar.
House and a jar. And then like fork and a flower or something.
Here's a pitchfork and a flower.
So we just kind of go through all of those, and when we get down there, quickly I have to do that symbol matching, I believe. Although it was a little confusing. There was 3 that were blank. So I'm not sure what to do with those. That'll be interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. And then, so I think what the plan will be, since Saturday is a longer stream, that'll work out anyway. I'll just have planned what we're going to play after that. So we'll do this game, finish it, and then that'll probably be a good break time. And then we'll start the next game after break. So that'll work out pretty well. If I got any further in this, I don't want there to just be like 15 minutes left or something. So this will be good. So let's go ahead and save it here. Perfect. Oh, so close, guys.